Hello and welcome to another episode of Top Deck, the series where we take a look at some of the leading TCG deck lists. On here I have Jason.
Hi.
What did you do?
I went to the World Celebration event at Brotherhood and I came first.
Awesome. How many rounds was the event?
There were 3 rounds and I went to the normal format event with this deck as well afterwards.
Yeah.
It's that time to spare, and I went X1 there as well.
Cool. Do you want to take us through the list?
Yeah. It's got like a really nice field center and the prize.
Lovely.
Very nice. Okay, so for the monsters, yeah, 1 Lady Debug and 2 Flame Buffalo. These were really good. Buffalo was great. Just drawing into stuff. After siding, you get to draw into your traps. And Debug was also just fine. For the salads, 1 Gazelle, 3 Foxy. Foxy was really good. The duality effect I think I used like so many times and it always got me something. There was one game in round 2 against the Trickstar player where I wasn't playing with Gazelle because I had banished it with my desires, which meant my only out to his there can only be one, and Eater of Millions was Rage, which just got me 2, which is really good. 3 Spinny. Yeah, you have to play as many 3s as possible because you're not playing any other extenders to make your Stadio.
Sure.
2 Jaguar. Yeah, this was fine. No one was really banishing Jaguar, so I guess you could have like just played the 1 and put something else in. But this is what I've stuck with usually for this format. And 2 was fine. And then the one-off salads.
Yep.
And foul.
Make a rank 4 play.
Make a rank 4 play.
Reset trap.
Reset trap. All that jazz.
Cool.
Okay, for the hand traps, I cut down hand traps in Stars format because I think they're less relevant and there aren't as many combo decks in the Worlds format. So play 3 Vela, 2 Ash because we're only allowed 2, and 2 Ogre.
Okay. Why Ogre?
Ogre was really good. So in my final round, I played against Striker, and anytime I drew this, it was great because I knew that whenever he'd commit to a set 4 with his multi-roll, I'll be able to stop it.
Yeah.
Ash was great. So standout for me was again in the Trickstar match where it was very slow and grindy, which meant that I could always add this back with my wolf. So I'd be ashing his Candina every time, so he never got to resolve Candina.
Yeah.
I think one of the games I used this 5 times. It was the same copy of Ash I used 5 different times.
Doesn't matter if it's a 2.
No. And then the 2 Phantasme. Yeah, this was fine. People were link summoning. I sided these out against Trickstar, but against the Mirror and Striker, they were fantastic. So moving on to spells. 3 Circle.
Hey, Worlds format.
Worlds format, you know, the only good perk about it for Salad players is having this at 3. Boosted consistency, which also meant that I cut mining from 3 to 2 in favor of other cards. And this was fine. Yeah, overall, that got like consistent again. Yeah, and like the biggest merit about this deck is, you know, its consistency, and having this at 3 meant that we were able to combo off way easier.
Yep.
3 Call by the Grave. A lot of people were cutting this, and I don't really understand why. This is a pseudo trap on your opponent's turn, and even against the Mirror, you can just like banish your Bailings after you use it the first time. Not like you're using the effect again. I'm like, that gets you a difference between a win, like a loss. It stops hand traps. I think this is great. 2 Cosmics. I wanted to out the mine. I wanted a main deck out for it.
Yep.
And also in the finals, I stopped the striker player getting a third Salamangreat with this.
Okay. Yeah.
Which was crucial for him because he didn't draw off an engage he played afterwards.
Yeah.
To mind control. This was great. Stealing wolves in the mirror, stealing the Sky Striker link, and linking it off to make your own Hita.
Yeah. Did you steal like Kagari or just?
If you steal Kagari,
That seems pretty good.
and you also steal. Well, the main problem is the ray effect engrave, and this just deals with it.
Yep.
This and call by. So these were really strong. And there was also a time where I stole Baguska, and also a time where I stole a Ding, so I could use my traps to pop stuff because Ding was no longer there protecting protecting cards. 2 will. This was fine.
Would you play 3?
I wouldn't play 3. I would have just played 1 actually, but because I wanted to maximize Foxy's consistency, I ended up just playing 3.
Okay.
I rarely use the Soul Charge effect this tournament, but I know, and that's always an option.
Yep.
And then the one-offs.
One
desires. Yeah, I would. You're still playing only 1 Gazelle, right? So.
Yeah.
Whilst you are drawing 2 cards, you banish that 1 Gazelle. You're not really playing the deck the way you want to.
Okay.
Which is also what happened in one of my matches where in 2 of my games I just banished my Gazelle and wasn't playing with it because of this. But I know this in general should be played, as much as you can. But I just had to make space for other stuff.
Yeah. Do you know if there's anything you would cut for a second one, or would you just not consider it?
Maybe the will, or possibly a hand trap, because hand traps aren't as strong as World's format. Because you can just do your combo and end on these guys.
Yeah.
And these guys do way more than the hand traps.
Sure. Okay.
That's the main deck.
Nice. Extra?
Extra. So, play the fusion. Never used it, but it's there when you need it. The only rank 4 we're playing is Dweller. This was good. I wasn't playing Baguska or any other rank 4 because this covered most of the important matchups, I think.
Yep.
So it covered Salad, it covered Orcust, and I'm always happy detaching 1 off this and triggering Gazelle on my opponent's turn to dump a card.
Okay.
2 Stalio. This was good. The second one actually came up way often than I thought it would.
Yeah.
The bounce effect is very strong. Overall good card. And I decided to cut a link 4 in favor of a second. Because I knew I was making this more often than a link 4.
Yeah. Now I guess in this format you're trading resources a lot more.
Oh yeah.
And it gives you a lot more. Like your link 4s don't typically give you a lot.
Absolutely. You only make a link 4 when you're about to win. And if you haven't won by then you're probably going to lose.
Yeah.
So the obvious lineup of Salamangreat link monsters.
Yeah.
Nothing to say about these guys. They make the deck.
Standard lineup.
And 3 Gazelle is always correct. Always. And so for the link 2s, I'm playing 1 Charmer Blaze and 1 Phoenix. These are really good. I don't think I made Phoenix once, but you play it. And there's so many times where you draw a card because Sunlight Wolf points downwards. And Hita was great. You make it so often and it gets you closer to your link 4 of choice.
The Borrow
Load. This was great. There was one game in a match against Orcust where he set up Dweller and Ding and the Longiasu I super polyed his darks away and stole his Dweller for his own turn. But then I couldn't out my own Borderlord because he made his own, stole mine, stole the Dweller, and Stalio can't bounce this because he can't target it.
Yeah.
And I don't have another link for to out that.
Okay.
Which meant I lost.
So you gotta be careful with your Borderlord.
Yeah, if you're gonna make this, you better win, as soon as you can, or like maybe like even think about linking this off so your opponent doesn't get to use this against you.
Sure.
And that's it for the extra deck.
Okay.
Side deck.
Yep.
Got 2 twisters. So a lot of my side deck is built to cover a variety of matchups. So there's a lot of 2-ups in here, and they worked fine. The side deck was fine, and this was primarily to out back row decks and Mystic Mine against Striker in the finals. So he set up his board with 4 back row and then Mystic Mine as well, and I had this in hand, so I kaiju'd his link. Stalio shuffled away 2 of his back row that he set with the multi-roll, so they got banished. And played these to deal with the mine and the other back row, so which was great. It was a blowout card. 2 super poly. You're only allowed 2. I decided not to play Fusion of Fire because you can win without it, and whilst it's a good card, I wasn't certain I need it every single time. So I just tried to play this alongside Starving to deal with the dark base decks. And this was great. I think 3 times I used this pair to deal with Orcus boards, and it was great.
Okay, cool.
For the traps reboot, against a Shoedraker player, I used this to shut down his back row, and that won me the game. The only time I used it won me the game, so I guess it was fine. Imperial Order, never saw it, so I don't know. It's a good card. 2 Solemn Strikes and a Judgment. This is the maximum you're allowed.
Okay.
This was good. Against a Pendulum player, I struck his Pendulum board. That was also good. Yeah, these were fine. So I'd side these in. I'd side like these guys in every matchup going first.
Okay.
They worked well. And for the last few cards, I put in 2 Pancratops. Universally good card. And then these guys were good. In the finals, the Kaiju, the Striker Link, and all their backer is dead. And this deck has a hard time with Striker, so it's good to have these. Good to have these help you out and deal with all of that. And fun fact about this card, you can add this off a heater. Which I don't think
very weak defense.
That's very weak defense. And you always have the option to bounce these back with Stalio. And use them again.
That's nice.
And also it helps you trigger your wolf if you don't have a monster to summon. So you can summon to the zone that wolf points to on your opponent's side of the field. And you can add a card off that.
Nice. So what were your typical side outs to fit those in?
So my side outs were Will, Zayas, because I just I was getting sad every time I banished my combo pieces, so I just decided, okay, just get rid of this. Core buys, because there are certain matchups where you wanted something like a hand trap or a super poly over this. You'd always have this going first, so your combo will go through. But you don't want this afterwards, I guess. Everything else, these would go depending on the matchup. So side these out versus Salamangreat. I think that's about it in terms of, and also like 1 drag. Because no one was actually banishing.
Sure. Nice. What were your rounds then?
So my rounds were, for the first tournament, the World Tournament, I played the mirror match, I won that one 2-1.
Yep.
It was a long grind game, and it was against the player I played in the last round of Nats, who I lost to. So it's nice to come back and against him. And then round 2 was against Trickstar with a bunch of floodgates. He opened There Can Only Be One twice, which is the most memorable thing. And I think it was probably the most fun match because in game 3, he put me down on 200 life, and I had to just come back out of nowhere and fill with a Neater of Millions, a Candina. So I had to deal with the Candina before I set my traps, otherwise it would just burn me the game.
Yep.
And I somehow ended up winning that.
Okay.
And my finals was Striker.
Yeah.
And game 1 I went full combo because I won the die roll, and then he went full combo game 2. But then I outed his board with the Kaiju and then the Twisters and the Heat Neo.
Okay, yeah.
And that sealed the victory.
Nice. And then you went X1 at the regular tournament.
X1 at the regular tournament where I played against the Mirror, Orcust, and True Draco. I lost to True Draco because I couldn't out his Monarch's Erupt before time on the rounds. So it was less than 1 minute left before I started comboing off, and by then he was higher than me on life.
Okay.
There's nothing to do about that.
Yeah. Alright, cool. Are there any other comments you want to make or shout-outs?
Shout-outs to my testing circle. So that's us here at in Holborn on Tuesday nights. It was just like practice against Striker and the Mirror.
Helpful.
It was so helpful because I'd be losing every time. I knew where I went wrong.
That was 2 out of your 3 matches on the day.
It was the 3 matches in one day. It was perfect. So shout out to them, and that's it. That's really good.
Cool. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
This channel is supported by Tier 0 Games. Head to the link in the description in order to pick up the latest Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon cards, other TCGs, as well as plenty of accessories, and stay tuned for more videos on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Channel.